There we go.
Yep, there it is.
There you go. So can you tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Stephanie Leandre. I am a mobile notary and also a debt and wealth strategist. What I do is I work in the financial services space. My business is called Simply Noble Services.
Hmm.
I help clients that that is looking to get life insurance protection for themselves, for their families. I am an insurance broker, so I work with various different carriers directly.
Hmm.
I also offer mobile notary services here in the Central Florida area and also remote online notary services. If you are in other states and you need something notarized, we can just hop on a session online and I'll be able to assist you with that.
Awesome, good stuff. When did you get into this kind of work? Like, what was an experience that you had, or was it something that you always wanted to do?
Well, with the life insurance piece, what got me started was when I was 5, my father passed away. So he left behind myself, my younger sister, and my younger brother. We were
Wow.
5, 3, and 8 months.
Oh, wow.
And yes, so very, very small children. My mother was a homemaker. So all she did was basically take care of the home. And
Hmm.
my dad was the primary breadwinner. He did everything from taking us to school, taking her to the laundry, taking her shopping. So he was the primary provider, not just financially, but also physically. So when
Hmm.
he passed away, there was no life insurance, there was no savings. My parents are both immigrants, they're from Haiti. And, everyone comes to the United States for a better opportunity, for a better life. So all he knew how to do was work and take care of his family. There wasn't that educational piece of saving and also having a life insurance policy for the unexpected. He was
Hmm.
39 when he passed, so he was really
Oh,
young,
wow. He was
very,
young,
very
young.
young. And it was sudden, it wasn't like over the course of time. Um, so that's what, as I saw how difficult it was for my mom growing up, I don't ever want another family to go through that.
Hmm.
So that's what propelled me into the life insurance space, not for the money, not for anything else, but genuinely wanting to help people not be in the position we were in. Because life insurance is not just, oh, when you die, you get the money. There are so many other benefits. When he was alive, he was in the hospital. Of
Hmm.
course, there were hospital bills. you know, had he had a policy in place, he could have used the living benefits within the policy to be able to help pay those bills, so it wouldn't have fall on us.
Right.
Also, with life insurance, it's not just paying for the burial and that's it. It's also making sure that when you leave, because we all know that we do have an expiration date, we just don't know when it's going to happen. When you do leave, and if you have people depending on your income, depending on you financially, you want to make sure you have that financial piece set aside for them because there's college. If you have kids, paying for college, buying your first car, or let's say they don't want to go to college but want to go to trade school or want to start a business, portions of your life insurance can be used for that purpose.
Hmm.
And I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have 2 kids. If anything happens to my husband, I don't want to have to worry about how I'm going to take care of my family
Hmm.
after I've let him go. I want to be able to not work for a little bit and really just take my time and grieve should
Hmm.
that happen and be able to take care of my children. Same thing for him. If I pass, I want him to not worry about, oh my God, how am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to pay the bills? I want him to actually take his time to grieve and take care of our
Hmm.
children.
Hmm.
So that's the piece that I feel like people don't think about or don't talk enough about. That's what got me into that space. Um, Now with the mobile notary part, I was at work trying to find ways to make some extra money because in 2018 I had a toddler in daycare and like everyone else trying to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck. So I just went down to YouTube University and it popped up and I saw I saw how
University.
easy it was. Yeah, girl, YouTube University and Google College. That's what I call them.
I love it.
And it popped up, and I was like, oh, this is easy. Like, I can do this on the weekends and on the evenings, so it wouldn't really affect my work schedule at the time. So that's got me into notary, and I've been doing it ever since. I still do both part-time, because I did take a break during COVID, and I love it. I really love what I do. I love meeting new people. I love partnering with different businesses, like you and I partnering right now. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure we may have many projects in the future. And building that collaborative piece is very important for me. So I feel like in the industry that I'm in and the business that I'm in, I'm able to put my two passions together.
That's beautiful. I love it. So the other day you were doing a live on Facebook and I hopped on because I wanted to support my Haitian sister. You were talking about money planning and saving and all this other kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And I was just like, okay, this is cool. And the idea started jogging in my head. I'm just like, I was just going and typing what I was thinking. So can you tell us exactly what it was that you were doing on the live?
So I was talking about my savings planner.
Hmm.
It's the 2025 Simple Savings Planner, and it is available on my site, FYI, digital and print. So if you go on simplynobleservices.com, you will find the planner there under new arrival. So I was talking about creating a savings challenge for next year. And that is when my dear sister here popped up in my comments and was just giving idea after idea. She was like, why don't you create a group? Why don't you create a membership? And I'm like, okay, if this girl don't hop off my live and stop commenting, because you're giving me great ideas and that's putting me to work. So that was what we were talking about. And I mean, I definitely took my notes. I can always go back and refer to that live. And I really genuinely have this passion. Yes, I want to make sure you guys have that protection in place outside of your work, because I get a lot of this. I have life insurance at my job. And I would say, do you know your policy information? Do you know what type of policy it is? Do you know how much coverage you have? Do you know any of this information? No, because it's not your policy. It's a
Mhm.
policy through your job for you. It's a benefit that is offered, but it's not yours. And
Mhm.
that's another piece is I tell people, make sure you have your own stuff that you have physical access to, not
Mhm.
having to call HR and asking HR, hey, I need to file a claim because, for example, I have the spousal one through my job. And if I want to file a claim for my husband, should my husband pass away, I have to call HR, try to get a call or email HR, wait for them to get back to me because I don't have policy information. When you sign up for those benefits, they don't send you a packet to your home with all that information. If you have medical, dental, vision, yeah, they might send you the cards, but that's it. So I wanted to have something tangible that is
Mhm.
mine, that I know who to call. It's I have physical access to it. I know my information, and it's just mine for me and my family. So
Yeah.
um that is a lot of the rebuttal that I get is I have work life insurance through my work and it's not yours. It really isn't.
I just feel like that's the case too when it comes to like when you say you purchase a home, and a lot of people here in the States feel like that's my home, and I'm like, not necessarily, because
No,
God forbid you don't pay that mortgage or whatever the case would be, they're gonna take away your home. As opposed to when you go to another country and you buy property and land that is yours.
and that's the thing. You said keyword land.
Hmm.
Your home is built on land. The
Hmm.
land is not yours. The land is never yours. You
Hmm.
could finish paying off the home and the land is still not yours because you're paying taxes on you're paying taxes on what?
Hmm.
On the home, on the land. That's
Yep.
the same thing with life insurance through your job. It's not yours.
Hmm. There's a
It
lot of things
really
that's
isn't.
not ours here in the United States, and people get caught up with it's
No,
my house and my car, my this and my that. And I'm like,
no.
okay, you try not to pay that mortgage or that car note for like 3 months. Let's see what happens if it's still yours. It ain't.
They are going to send you letters.
Uh-huh.
And now the foreclosure and the repossession process is quicker than it was pre-COVID. I'm telling you that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because people were sitting here buying homes left and right, because they thought they can afford it. And then once them stimulus check stops, once that extra assistance stop, that extra unemployment they're paying people couldn't afford their mortgages. They couldn't afford their car notes. And what happened? They took it away.
Mhm. Absolutely. So it's a different dynamic when it comes to that. So that's why I love what you're doing, and especially with the planner that you were talking about. How did you come up with that concept?
So I started a 2024 100 envelope challenge earlier this year. And I have a group on Facebook, and I was able to help a lot of ladies internationally as well save.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them were able to do the challenge multiple times. Some of them did it one time only. Through that challenge, I was able to cash flow my vacation through Jamaica in June. I,
Wow.
I didn't use not 1 cent on any credit card.
Mm-hmm.
None of that. Everything was cash flow through that challenge. And that's the same thing. And last year I did it, but just personally for me. So
Mm-hmm.
when 2024 came around, I said, maybe a group of people would want to do this with me. Let's
Right.
challenge ourselves to save and be more accountable for what we spend and how we spend.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw how successful that challenge was, I said, maybe I should create my own planner, because I was promoting everybody else's
Exactly.
saving stuff. And I was like, no, it's time for me to do it. So I
Exactly.
collaborated with a very good business coach. And she was able to help me take my idea and bring it to life, because I am not artsy, you guys. Like, this to me would have taken forever to do. I'm very analytical. That's my mindset. I am not that, like,
Mm-hmm.
design type person. That's not me. So being able to partner with someone to help me bring that to life was definitely helpful. So once we got this planner perfected to how we both were comfortable with, I was like, I really want to continue on the savings challenge that I started, but do it my way.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that you were doing it the way that you're doing it to help out so many people. And that's why when I was on your live the other day, which I felt like was divinely guided to encourage you to 2025 savings challenge, brown butterfly boo. Okay, I guess. Somebody on Twitch is saying brown butterfly blue. That's brown butterfly boo is the name of the person, and they were saying
Okay.
2025 savings challenge. So you're getting someone from Twitch that actually is looking into this savings
Okay.
challenge with you.
Awesome.
And so this is why I do this, because I'm actually on 3 platforms right now, not just on Twitch. I'm actually on YouTube, Facebook
Hmm.
Live, and Twitch at the same time doing the streamathon.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
and people put money to me.
I hope you guys reach out. Like, you can find me on all platforms:
Yeah.
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I missed, Threads. There you go. That's the one I was missing. It's the same name, Simply Noble Services, across all platforms. I am in my DMs all the time, so please message me if you have
She
any
is for
questions.
sure. Yeah,
Book
she
an
is.
appointment on my website. Everything is free, minus the planner, you guys. The planner is not free,
Of
but
course.
everything else is free.
Right. How much is the planner, by the way?
So with the digital version, it's $25, and
Mhm.
the printed version is 45.
Okay, cool beans. Sounds good. What else was I was gonna ask you something just now? Oh, can you tell me a memorable moment that someone told you, like a compliment that someone told you that really stuck? That's like, um, Brittany is my name, Stephanie is awesome, and you should all definitely get your planner.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Brittany.
Yeah, she's on Twitch.
Okay.
That look at that.
um, a memorable moment. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh. Just one.
You could be as many as you want. It don't have to just be one.
Okay, a memorable moment was I was doing a closing for a client,
Mhm.
and this particular client was she was a veteran,
Mhm.
and she was buying a home here in my area. She was moving from California, I believe, moving to Florida, and she was a recent widow.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing, she was like, California's too expensive. She want to move somewhere that's less expensive. And I'm like, you pick Florida? Oh, I mean, I guess Florida's a little less expensive than California, but I was like, it's expensive here too.
Mm-hmm.
While we were doing her closing, which took quite a while, for those of you that are notaries, if you ever done a buyer's package, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a VA package, so it's like close to 200 pages, if not more. And I was just so patient with her through the process. First of all, it took us close to an hour to get the package at the lender's office. They took forever
Mm-hmm.
to get things ready. I didn't have any other appointments, so I just stayed there. And when we got it, I guided her through told her where to sign and pointed out specific information like what's her interest rate, her payments, and stuff like that. And in the middle of the session, she had a breakdown. And I was like,
Mm.
okay, let's just take away the paper. And I said, can you tell me what you're feeling right now? And she told me she was scared. This was her first time doing something like this alone. So I said, okay, let's just focus on what you're feeling in this moment. Forget about everything else. And she's like, oh, don't you have to go home and stuff? And I said, don't worry about any of that. I want to make sure that you are okay before if and when you decide to move forward. So being
Mm-hmm.
able to take that time with her and just speak with her. I didn't know her person before that day. I didn't know all of her personal situation, but when she did tell me the story, I just felt it in my heart for me to just calm down and relax with her, because although I don't know what it's like to lose a spouse, I know what it's like to lose a loved one. And
Absolutely.
she told, normally after we do these closings, they'll reach out to the client, say, hey, how was the notary? Were they dressed professionally? How did they treat you? How did you feel? And she wrote such a nice review with them of about me that they
Mm-hmm.
called me. And normally the title office doesn't really call the notary all the
Mm-hmm.
out of the blue. And they called me, and the person that I spoke to was like, from now on, we will have you as our preferred notary, because for you, we can tell it's not just about the money you would receive for doing the actual closing, but the fact that you really took your time with each client, with this client, and she told us what happened, and something that could have took 30 to 45 minutes to be done, it took me 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't complain. I didn't call them and ask for more money and blah, blah, blah. And they were just so happy about that because they could tell that I'm a compassionate person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how many closings I did for them after that. It was a lot, but they kept their word. And um, I was happy about that because, sometimes when you're meeting people, the energy that you give is very important because you don't know what they're going through in that moment.
Yeah.
And one other one I could tell you is, I had a client that was selling a home. She bought the home for her parents. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she sold the home so her parents could retire in Puerto Rico.
Mm.
They all four of them were there. So her husband, and her parents, because it was a whole bunch of signatures, but it was a very quick, like in and out 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, her dad, who, her dad started crying. I don't like to see men cry. So her dad started crying, and he was thanking her for
Mm-hmm.
everything that she's done for them. And now
Mm-hmm.
they're able to retire
Mm-hmm.
without any debt, without any issues, comfortably. They had their home built in Puerto Rico, paid for, land is theirs, everything, you know, comfortably, and all because of something their daughter did for them years ago, buying
Mm-hmm.
them their first home. She bought it as an investment property, but had her parents live there,
Mm-hmm.
and she just let them, keep the house. And just from that kind gesture to her parents, she was able to set them up for the rest of their life.
Wow.
And let me tell you, these people had like those noise party things, and they had champagne. They offered me some. I'm like, no, I'm on the job. I can't drink. But I was just so happy. Like I was crying going to my car. And I was like, oh my God, this was so what this young lady did for her parents was just unbelievable. And the joy on their faces just made my day that day. So I was just like, sometimes you inspire others and sometimes they inspire you.
Absolutely. I agree 100% for sure. Awesome. So, but what was my other question? Oh, the other question I have for you is how has your business transformed you personally in your life?
Ooh, it has made me more of a people person. I
Okay.
was very, very shy growing up. You could, if
Mhm.
you came and talked to me and I didn't talk back, you might think I was rude. I was just shy.
Mhm.
And being in this business, you cannot be shy because you're talking to people, whether it's on the phone, whether it's online, in person, you're talking to people all day.
Mhm.
So I was able to come out of my shell more. It has helped me a lot with my vocabulary. I know that
Mhm.
sounds crazy, but it has. And it has helped me realize that there are some missing pieces in our community, and I want to be able to plug those holes.
Mm.
Hmm.
Interesting. I love that. I love that. I love that. So, can you give us like some tips and different, like a little tips and strategies of how to go about saving? Because you mentioned earlier about saving in an envelope type stuff. Like, what was that whole process like?
Oh yeah, it was you can with the 100 envelope challenge, you could there was a book that I found on Amazon that has like 100 slots 1 through 100 and you just put the money in. Or you
Mm-hmm.
can literally just buy those white mailing envelopes and then just put money in each one. That's how I did it. When it comes to saving, the first step is budgeting. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying, oh, you get your check and then you just pay for the bills and whatever is left is whatever is left. Every dollar you have should have its envelope.
Mm-hmm.
When I do my budgeting, but I got a little bit fancy now. Now I actually bought those little budgeting stuff from Amazon. I'm waiting for it to come in. I want to set aside money for, I know what bills have to come out, right? We
Mm-hmm.
all know what our bills are, when they need to come out, how much they are per month. But what you need to understand is if you have an overflow, it's not just go out and spend it and buy bundles and go buy makeup and perfume and whatever it is that you feel like you want. This is why we can't save because we want to sit
Mm-hmm.
here and splurge when we shouldn't really be doing that all the time. But I created envelopes where I would save for car repairs, or
Mm-hmm.
I would save for if I know I had events coming up and I need to, and it's an event I'm participating in, I would save for that event. So
Mm-hmm.
each envelope had a name, and I was able to put money in it. And if I know, hey, for 2 weeks, I want to put $50 in my pocket for miscellaneous stuff. Or if I want to save something, save money for groceries or whatnot. I made sure I structured my budget that way so I can be able to save the rest of the money that I have and not be able to feel like I need to swipe a card. I haven't used the card since March 2020.
Mm.
I have not used a credit card since then.
Wow.
A lot of them we've been able to get rid of, and that's one thing I'm very proud of myself and my husband for is it wasn't easy, and we saw how much we were just spending on miscellaneous items. Like I'll go to Ulta. I have every store card you can think of, you guys. Ulta, J.C. Penney, Macy's, Burlington. I got them.
I
But
have
do you
none.
guys ever use I have all of them. But do you ever look at the statement and see how much your interest is? Those cards are like 29% interest.
I stopped using credit cards a while back. I just have like my Chime credit building card and my Chime debit card. That is it. I don't have any credit cards because in
That's
the
all
past
you
I've had
need.
credit cards because there's some that I still owe stuff on and there's others that I had paid off and I was just like, I'm not doing this shit no more.
Mhm.
So I don't
Like
have any credit cards.
I had a Target credit card that had like 50 something dollars on it, and it was just bothering me. I'm like, why do I have a Target credit card with 50 something dollars on it? It didn't make any sense. Like one time I went to Ulta and I'm like, oh, I need to get some CeraVe products, right? So I had my budget for that. But I get into Ulta and it's like, oh, if you sign up for a credit card, you get 20% off. That's how they get you.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm like,
that's why I'd be like, no,
oh,
thank you. I'm good. I'm not here all the time. I come here
I'm
once in a
like,
blue moon.
no, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I think I got approved for like $1,500. And she was like, oh, you could get anything in the store. And I'm like, I'm a perfume girl. So I
Mhm.
got me some CeraVe. I got some Daisy by Marc Jacobs.
going all in.
And then when I got to the front, and she was like, okay, that'll be 300. I said, oh, excuse me, what? 300 and what? I said, oh my God. But that's how the plastic gets you. You do tend to spend more when you have a credit card because you know, oh, I could just swipe the card and I pay it off, but you don't pay it off. And that's where the interest kicks in. And that's what these credit card companies know. That's where they get you.
Yeah, for me, I love the fact that Chime has a credit building card because that's what I use whenever I'm doing purchases or paying whatever the case may be because it actually increases my credit score.
Yeah.
And it has like a good remark on my credit report when I go look at it. And
Yeah.
it's helping me grow like that. And I'm just like, I haven't used a credit card since 2022.
That's awesome. Now, I'm not saying you guys don't use your credit cards.
It's just like
For
saying,
me, I don't use my credit cards.
yes.
If you can control your spending and if you can stick to spending, because I know certain people use it for gas and then they pay it off at the end of the month or whatever.
Mhm.
If that works for you, great. But me personally, I steer clear of credit cards.
Brown
And
Butterfly Boo says Chime is a good card to have. Yes, it is.
maybe I need to look into Chime. But
Well,
I
wait,
do
Chime? Well, I'll
have
send you
two.
Chime.
I do have two credit cards, and it's for my business, and it's for business purchases only. Or if I'm at a event and I'm purchasing food, and it's for business, I write it off as a
Yeah.
business expense. But
Mhm.
I'm not gonna sit here, you guys. Like, you're not gonna come in my closet and see Dolce and Gabbana unless it was gifted. I just got two purses the other day from one of my very good cousins, and one is a Coach, and one was, I forgot the other one. I ain't buy it. If you're gifting it to me, thank you. I will take it, but I'm not buying it.
Child, please. Goodwill is my store. I go there all the time. Like, well, that's cute. That's cute
Listen,
too. I don't need to go to all the stores in the mall and this and that. And
no,
I was
no.
just talking about that earlier. When I had was a little break, I was talking about how, as entrepreneurs and business owners, people find it hard to like want to work with us and trust us and invest in things that we're doing that they know that they need. But let a celebrity go and say, "Oh, hey, I just ordered this," and they go and they buy from the celebrity.
Well, that's what happened with it wasn't a celebrity, but with the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
When the lady's car, caught on fire and the cup was full of ice and it didn't catch on fire, but everything else caught on fire. Like, I want to know what that cup is made out of, honestly. But the fact that she just pulled out the cup and it was intact, nothing was wrong with it. People went crazy buying the Stanley Cup, and then they even bought her a new car, which, I mean, I'm happy for her. She got a new car, but like, people go crazy for the Stanley Cups. There was one time I went to Target, and it was super early in the morning, and there was a line outside. I'm like, this not Black Friday. What's going on? A new Stanley Cup came out, and those people went there to go get Stanley Cups.
Listen,
And I have the invitation one. I'm
Girl,
sorry.
I have the nice $6.99. This is it's good for me. You got the
have-
hot and the cold.
I have the invitation one from Five Below. That's the one I got.
There you go. There you go. And that's what I'm saying. It don't make no sense. But when it comes to like entrepreneurs or business owners, people feel hard to like want to work with us and so on and so forth, or invest in what we're offering. And we're the ones that's like, person to person, face to face, to say thank you for supporting our business. Maybe I'll give you an extra product because of that. Celebrities don't do that. Stores ain't gonna do that for you.
No, they're not.
The owner's not gonna come out of his office and be like, "Oh my God, Stephanie, you bought this item. I appreciate you." They don't do that. You just give them the number.
No, and for some people, I know it's because they may have worked with a different business, and they've been burned from that business, so it's very difficult to be able to trust another person. I get that. I completely get it. But don't count other people out if you have had issues with another business.
Absolutely. Oh, the little ones. Cute. So thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. Continued success. I know you'll do well with the planner. I thought that was a great idea, and that's why I was just like, you might need to do it this way. You may need to do it this way. Just come on.
Yes. And I'm definitely gonna follow up with you on that and take my notes on that. And
absolutely,
we'll definitely talk.
For
So
sure. I'm
thank you
actually
for
doing my
having
master
me.
class on, of course, doing my master class on that next December 15th. So I'll send you the
Okay.
information
Okay,
so we
great.
can. But yeah, and I definitely want to connect with you too, because I have to do better at saving myself. So I'm holding myself accountable.
I got you, girl. I got you.
All right, love. So we'll talk soon. Have a good one. I hope you
You
enjoyed the show.
too. Bye.